long. We've been waiting all morning long, and let's not waste any more time to talk to the incoming White House Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus. Nice to see you this morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
You've got a very busy week ahead of you because we've been hearing about big cabinet announcements all week. And much talk this morning of General David Petraeus. People are calling it an audition of sorts, his appearance on ABC this morning. And how will he answer those tough questions about the classified information that was handed by him to some other individuals? And how will he answer those questions? And how do you think he will do this morning?
Well, I'm sure he'd do really well. I mean, he's obviously incredibly talented and very smart and very impressive person. I don't know who knows more about all the details that need to be understood that's happening in the Middle East than David Petraeus. And so, look, we're looking forward to seeing him, but quite frankly, this is an open process. He's one of many people that we are looking at for key positions. And the nice thing is, and I think what people should take away from this, is that we've got a president-elect in Donald Trump who is talking to everybody, and he's talking to the best and the brightest that this country has to offer, and that should encourage you, no matter who you are, whichever your political background is, you should be encouraged by a president that is talking to the best and brightest in America.
Well, and as you've seen, everyone has got their own opinions about all of these potential picks. Even right. Edward Snowden, I don't know if you saw this yet, but he was on Yahoo News, and he had his own thoughts about General Petraeus. Here's what he said.
General Petraeus, who shared information that was far more highly classified than I ever did with journalists. When the government came after him, they charged him with a misdemeanor. He never spent a single day in jail, despite the type of classified information he exposed.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not here to defend General Petraeus. So, I mean, I'm not, he's not working for us, and I'm not here to defend him or what he did. I'm simply here to tell you that we've got a president that's talking to everybody. We're having some great announcements coming up. You see that General Mattis is likely to be the Secretary of Defense, one of the greatest heroes of our lifetime, the most decorated Marine in a generation. These are the types of people and the picks that we've been putting in place, I think, are giving the American people a lot of confidence.
But of course, he is on the short list for Secretary of State. We saw him meeting with the President-elect the other day. So he is meeting there. And then how would then Mr. Trump square that circle when he went after Hillary Clinton so hard on the idea of classified information living on her email server? How would he do that?
Well, I don't know if he is going to square. I don't know if he is going to square the circle. I think that's how you put it. I'm not suggesting that he is. I'm just suggesting that he had a conversation with him. And there's really not much more to report than that. Sure. They had a good chat. They had a good talk.
What can we expect this week, though? I mean, we've heard from President-elect Trump in his rally a few days ago saying that it's going to be a big week this next week. A number of big announcements will be made. What can you tell us about anything we can expect?
Well, here's what I can tell you. We're moving very fast. The president's talking to a lot of people. We could make news for an entire week without doing anything more for that week. So we've got enough lined up that we could make news every day.
Sure.
But he's going to start out, I think, with an announcement early in the week, and perhaps a couple, one including General Mattis. We're going to continue our thank you tour this upcoming week, and we're going to continue to roll out names. And I think as each name gets rolled out, people are going to have the confidence that we have a president for all Americans, no matter your background, no matter your political affiliation, race, gender, all above. Someone that's going to make you proud, someone that's going to make America great again, and that's what he wants to do. He's just a bridge builder that wants to make this stuff happen fast.
Well, Mr. Chairman, you have one of the biggest jobs in the country with a boss who's tireless. He's up late and he's up early, and we know he's up early because this morning we saw him tweeting very early about a topic and about jobs, an issue he's made a priority with what happened at the Carrier plant and other places he's talked about. So he got up this morning and sent out about 6 tweets. We're going to read 3 of them and get you to comment a little bit. Mr. Trump wrote, the U.S. is going to substantially reduce taxes and regulations on businesses, but any business that leaves our country for another country, fires its employees, builds a new factory or plant in the other country, and then thinks it will sell its products back into the U.S., without retribution or consequence is wrong. There will be a tax on on them on our soon-to-be strong border for these companies. So in the morning like this, when you wake up, do you know those tweets are coming, or are they coming because, hey, I want to focus on bringing business back to this country?
Because so you get no sleep.
Yeah, listen, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but that's what makes President Trump so unique and different, that he wants to engage with the American people individually. But here's where we want to go, and this is where our party wants to be, and it's where President-elect Trump wants to be. We want to be the party, and he wants to be the president for the American worker. We want to take away incentives from companies to make it better for them to go overseas. In other words, you know, this repatriation of this trillions of dollars sitting overseas, we want to bring that back into the country. We want to even out our import-export situation where exports are being taxed but our imports aren't. We want to lower the corporate and business tax rates so that companies can't flee to not pay taxes, but put them in a better position back home. This all puts more money in people's pockets. It keeps jobs here, and people can live the American dream. And so we want to the party for the American worker. That's where we're going to be with President Trump, and that's the message that he's sending across America.
You recall Republicans are critical of the Obama administration for picking what they called winners and losers, just putting their money behind, the wood behind the bat of companies like Solindra, in the solar industry. And
yes.
Sarah Palin has come out in an opinion piece this week and is at odds with President-elect Trump over his move into the carrier plant and sort of helping to save the 1,100 jobs there. She wrote this in her opinion piece. She said, when government steps in arbitrarily with individual subsidies favoring one business over others, it sets inconsistent, unfair, illogical precedent. Has the president-elect spoken to Governor Palin about this? What's his response to this?
Well, no, he hasn't. But the response is this. It was about $850 per job out of the state of Indiana. This was a company that was just 2 weeks ago ready to leave and pack up for good. President-elect Trump stepped in, worked with Governor Pence, excuse me, and put a package together to make sure that this company stayed. But the truth is, by that logic, you know, just taxing these companies at 35% is an artificial punishment coming the other direction from government. I mean, all these incentives, all of these tax reform measures that need to take place are either incentives or punishment, one way or the other, pushing or pulling companies from doing business in the United States. And so what President Trump wants to do is he wants to take away as many of those punishments from these companies that exist today so that things like this carrier situation and the government being involved in saving those jobs actually don't have to happen, because companies are going to be deciding to stay here on their own because the business environment here is so great that they wouldn't want to move to another country. That's the place we want to do. But until we get to that place, President-elect Trump is going to be on the phone talking to these companies and trying to encourage them to not leave our country.
Well, that's the next question. Earlier in the program, we had an employee from a company, Rexnord, which is about a mile down the road from Carrier. The president-elect has tweeted about this company as well. You just alluded to it, but do you think, will he be on the phone with, he was obviously on the phone with Carrier and those executives. Will he be on the phone with Rexnord? Will he be on the phone with other companies during this time period before he's able to put the policies in place to change the underlying environment?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, this is a president that he's not the kind of person that, you don't sell him, look, President Trump, tomorrow at 4:48, you're going to call this. He doesn't have the patience to be boxed in to just do one thing at a time. He wants to get it done. He wants to get it done fast. So I would not be surprised if he wasn't on the phone with all of these companies, as many as he can, to encourage them to stay, to stick it out, wait until these policies can be put in place, and do a business here in America. That's where we want these companies to be. And I think they want to be here in America, but we have to give them the incentives to stay here.
All right, well, you never know quite what he's going to tweet. You don't know where he's going to show up. You also don't know if he's going to be in costume or not. That was a big story coming out this morning. Attending a Halloween costume last night with Kellyanne Conway. Did he dress up? It was a heroes and villains themed party. The big question is, it looks like he went as himself.
Did you dress up?
No, you know what? He's a great sport. He has a lot of fun. and it was a good time to relax a little bit. So we're happy for him.
Before we go, we have like 10 seconds left. Any announcements about the cabinet you want to make here? Give us a name before we let you go.
No.
10 seconds.
You know me. I like to do things in order. So I'm not going to be making any news.
We're seeing if we can go out of order this morning.
All right, well, good to have you here.
Mr. Chairman.
Good to
Thanks,
see
Mr.
you.
Chairman.
Thank you.
Good to see
You
you.
bet. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
A little over a dozen